Alright, welcome back to my channel. Hope your day's going well, and today what I want to do is I want to give you guys like a little guide for the hell demons that will eventually come out. We don't know when they're coming out. Might be next week, might be 6 months, who knows. Really surprised that they're not out yet on global, even though they should have came out a few months ago. They don't want to give it to us for whatever reason, but I'll go over it one raid at a time. So if you guys don't know, with Hell Raids you can only use type advantage units, so that's going to be consistent in all of them. You'll have to use the type advantage. For Red Demon, there's quite a few different units you can use. I think the two staples that should be in every single person's Red Demon team is going to be Slader and either the Nunchuck Barn, the blue one, or the Fighter Barn, the blue one. Either or, they're both really good. I prefer Nunchuck Barn just because his skills are a bit more flexible. They help everyone else do some more damage. This Fighter Barn, he decreases attack with his one of his skills. It's a debuff, so I guess that can help if you don't have such good gear or whatever. But generally speaking, I do think Nunchuck Barn is better. Obviously, people probably shouldn't pawn his banner, but in the future, if you get him, swap him out for your blue Fighter Barn, to which pretty much, if you unless you started the game yesterday, you should have this blue Fighter Barn right here. Slader, I mean, you kind of have to use Slader. We don't have some of the more powerful blue units that JP has, so Slader is pretty much going to have to be, a must in everyone's team. And then, not a must, there's a few other units you could swap him out for. And then the last unit I do want to bring is going to be the free-to-play SR Eren. He's going to be really good. He'll do a lot of damage with his skills, with his ultimates. The buffs are going to help him out. What I noticed is that on JP, a lot of people use the Blue King. I highly would not, I wouldn't recommend you take Blue King. He's just going to stall out the raid much longer than it has to be. Take him out for a DPS. Trust me, the raid isn't that bad. The only difference between Extreme and Hell is that the Hell raids have like much more stats, right? They have a ton more HP and stuff like that. But generally speaking, unless you're like, your gear is really bad and stuff like that, I wouldn't recommend Blue King. You could bring Galland. Galland is a good option. Where is he? I don't know where he is, but you can bring the blue Galland. He's a good option. You could bring who else could you bring? You could bring Ellie Hawk. She's a good option. I mean, you could bring Mikasa if you're planning to stick around, but I wouldn't recommend her. Raids, you want to do them ASAP. For me, swap this Nunchuck Barn for Fighter Barn, and I think this is an easy free-to-play team that everyone can use. Of course, the sub, you are going to want to use the attack boosting sub, so, blue Jericho for blue, because you can't use any of the other ones. There is that, of course. So, yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into a Red Demon on Extreme, and we'll just we'll have a go at it. I'll show you how you should play it and stuff. Should be pretty simple. Let's go. Alright guys, so for the Red Demon, me and my homie, we are going full DPS. As I said, have attack set on everyone. Slader has the triple crit damage set. Take advantage of the first few turns of every phase. He'll do a lot of damage there. I have raid food because there's no other food worth running besides maybe that or gold food. He's got the same team, but he doesn't have the new barn, so he will use this one. This one is just fine. And yeah, man, we're just gonna perform some good DPS. Obviously, he is running Kane, but Kane and Jericho give the same buff, so it doesn't really matter too much. And yeah, let's go into this raid. Alright guys, so I'm gonna start off the fight. I use my barn skill, decrease defense related stats, and then you can go do whatever you want. Obviously, since I did get this Slader merge, I'm gonna save it for next turn, because you guys know the Red Demon does put up a stance. So merging that will remove his stance. And obviously we're completely destroying the Red Demon here because it's Extreme, but you can't do this on Hell. You're not gonna you're not gonna one turn the boss on Hell difficulty. All those attacks we would have probably done around 50% of his health bar, so just keep that in mind, of course. Obviously, it's really hard to showcase because it's not here, but trust me, like you're not gonna be doing that kind of damage, right? Trust me, you will not be. But yeah, man, I mean, literally, this is what you're gonna do on the Red Demon. You're just gonna go full DPS. Obviously, we'd still be on phase 1 if it was Hell, but you get the point. It's nothing too crazy. Full DPS. But hopefully by phase 3 you have some ultimates at least, so you can get the job done quicker. because phase 3 of Red Demon, the same with like, you know, the final phase of all the other Hell Demons, is they're really tanky. They have really high defense, so it's hard to do like really big damage. Also, Global doesn't have the blue Elaine, who is a buffer. She buffs attack stats, so you know we do lose potential DPS over there. And can I get Aaron's ultimate here? Yeah, I can. Do I want Aaron's ultimate or Slater's? I think I'll go for Slater's actually. It's gonna hit harder. So yeah, walk into phase 3 with at least 1 or 2 ultimates, and you'll be just fine over there. It will be a GG. Red Demon, obviously the easiest Hell raid by far. Definitely the easiest one. Grey Demon could be the easiest and the quickest with correct setup. If you go in there with the wrong setup, you're gonna have a very hard time. Howlex is probably like overall, like, you know, the one that takes the longest and stuff. But yeah, this should be GG. I should have used the defense down attack, but it doesn't really matter too much, I guess. If it was Hell, I would have used the defense down attack first, because it's gonna help out do more damage, of course. And I still forget to turn that off. So yeah, pretty simple. Obviously that did like 225. You won't be doing that on Hell. We'd be doing like 150 or something like that, something really low. But regardless, you know, you guys get what I mean, hopefully at least. Done all this, let's go to the Grey Demon, which is you know, it's going to take a bit of setup, but I'll show you guys how you do it. Let's go. Alright, so quick overview. I'll show you my team. Of course it's the same team, I've just put gear on. Nothing too crazy. I do have the raid food just because, you know, why not get double raid materials. My friend is running, you know, the exact thing he should be running. Another buffer, King, and then his third unit he can run whoever he wants. He wanted to bring Merlin for some extra security, because you know Hell can hit you pretty hard. Although if you run Valenti instead of Merlin and your Valenti has resistance gear, you will take a lot less damage, so there is that. But generally speaking, this is just fine. Let's go out and I'll show you how you play this. Alright guys, so with this team that I'm using, whichever one of you that has Elizabeth, what you're going to do the first turn is quite simply just get her ultimate. You know, it's easy as that. Whoever has Elizabeth, they will get their ultimate, and then your partner can just you know, get ultimate gauge for his units. If your partner or you can get 3 ultimate gauge on everyone, then when Elizabeth uses her ultimate, you know, she'll give you 2 gauge. Everyone has ultimate. It's just the easiest way to deal with Grey Demon. You just you know, ult rush. You don't really have time to, you know, build up, you know, get level 3 king cards and rank them up like you usually do. So you know, that's why you have to try and get it done ASAP. Obviously keep in mind that, you know, the Grey Demon on Hell is gonna have a lot more stats and whatnot, so you will take more damage, and he's gonna be harder to kill because more HP, more defense. But that's gonna be just fine. This is just a test run, just to show you how you would play it. It's nothing too crazy, of course. 2 king ultimates for phase 2. If you have dupes, that should be enough. You know, there really shouldn't be any issues. And once again, I forgot to turn off the skip ult animation. Sorry about that. Alright, let's see what happens here. Hopefully he got ult. Okay, so he's just gonna burst. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna buff. I'll let him know that I'm gonna buff, and then he can take care of it with his with his Gil Thunder and Merlin. 2 ultimates and an attack should be enough to kill. So I'll do this, and then I'll just you know, just to be safe. Obviously this is extreme, so he's gonna die here regardless. But in Hell, you are gonna need at least 1 strong ultimate. Obviously, if you have you know, like we just played, 2 level 2 king cards, you'll be able to do a lot of damage if they are you know, attack crit damage or triple crit damage sets equipped on your kings. But generally, it's gonna be just fine. And then final phase, man, if you walk in there with 3 ultimates, it's a GG. Grey Demon is the quickest one. You know, with the correct setup, you can make it the easiest raid. But at the same time, if you don't have the correct setup, it could easily be the hardest one. I'm gonna use my Hellbrim ultimate to remove his HP buff, and that would be GG. Whether it's, you know, extreme, Hell, whatever version of Grey Demon, this is gonna be it. Hellbrim, of course, is gonna strip that HP buff. that shield makes life easy for everyone, and yeah, that's gonna be a GG for the Grey Demon. So you know, the Hell Raids, they're not complicated, man. Like, I don't know how people are gonna try explain it to you guys if they're gonna make it super convoluted. It's just a harder version of the raid. You'll just have to adjust your teams and whatnot, your playstyle, and you'll be just fine. So yeah, done with that, let's go to the Howlex. Alright guys, last but not least, we do have the Howlex / Crimson Demon. Obviously my friend is bringing Meliodas. You for Hell, you do need double Demon Meliodases, you need double Gothas. He's gonna bring Arthur, I'm gonna bring a third DPS, which is gonna be Levi. Levi outperforms Red Escanor 100%. This is probably the only one where the team might change depending on when Derriere releases, because when Derriere releases, then you'll have her as your third DPS on both teams. So you know, there's that. But yeah, put on my raid food and it should be pretty simple. Let's go. Alright guys, so the strategy for the Hell raid is you are just gonna, you know, get your double rank up. I would not advise you go for, you know, straight DPS, because it can work out really bad. In Hell, he is incredibly powerful. If he focuses any unit, if you have bad RNG, he'll kill one of your units in 2 turns and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. So just because of that, you do need to prioritize the rank 3, well, the level 3 buff. So you know, we are going to do that. Sadly, I got very bad RNG, so I do not have a rank up. Does he have a rank up? I don't know if he does. Well, I don't even have my correct emote set up, because obviously, like, I can attack and like kill him, but I'm not gonna be able to do that in the Hell version. So alright, so this is a compromise that you can do. You know, he'll go for the level 3 buff by wasting, and then we can just you know, spare some attacks. And if it was Hell, this would kill him because of the level 3 buff, but if it wasn't, like if we didn't have a level 3 buff, probably couldn't kill him. So yeah, bad RNG there. This is gonna happen to you guys. Like there'll be times where you don't get your level 3 buff, and you'll have a real possibility of dying, which you know, it's fine. It's fine if you lose to the raid. It's not the worst. It's not like the end of the world or anything. Alright, so we do get our rank up, so how about we do that? I don't think he has one, but he might. Probably doesn't though. Alright, so if he doesn't have one, then what you do is you just you know, you'd go out for DPS same as you normally would, and yeah, it's pretty simple from that point. You know, you'll know what to do. Like, it's not like anyone's brain dead. You guys will know, you know, what cards to use for DPS and stuff. But for the final phase, you are gonna need ultimates, and if you don't have ultimates, you're gonna want to get them fast, like really fast, like ASAP, because by turn 3, obviously if you have Gotha ultimate, you can you know, extend it by 2 extra turns, but by phase 3, if you do not have like a way to kill him, you're just gonna lose. Obviously this particular hand, like, this would not hurt him whatsoever. Like, you see, we did like 154. If it was Hell, that would have been like 80k or something like that. So yeah, obviously Gotha, if you have your Fate Link equipped, that will give you 2 extra turns, but I do not have mine equipped, so you know, it feels bad. Levi probably kills him here, but like I said, in Hell, he's not gonna do 390. He just won't, you know. So just keep that in mind. Whatever the worst case is, just expect that when you are doing your Hell demons, and should be just fine. Obviously, it's very difficult for me to exactly show you what to do on something that isn't released yet, but hopefully you guys will take this knowledge and you'll make your life easier when the Hell raids do come out, because trust me, you're going to want to do them. You get UR chests from them, you get a lot more costume materials and stuff like that, so they definitely are worth doing, even if it takes an extra turn or 2 longer than extreme raids would. And in the future, you are going to have to do them for the costume materials, unless you plan to buy them. This is the only free-to-play way to get the costume materials when they do come. You get them from the Hell raids, so yeah, just keep that in mind. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed the you know, the guide, and I'll see you in my next one. Take care.